This is John Grutas, and I apologize for not being able to upload the said video that I made yesterday about the two secrets that had made me to who I am today, had made me to the man that I am today. However, for this particular video blog, I am going to tell you about my childhood. I will start this video by this statement. I know a lot of things, and I'm good at a lot of things. Well, at least for survival, not for the purpose of going out there in the world and getting known, but at least for survival. So, when I was a child, in our home here, you couldn't ask for help. Well, technically, you could, but nothing is free. The help that you needed, that you asked for, since you were a child, you could not pay them for money yet. So instead, what they take what they took from you was something else. They took parts of your innocence. They took certain parts of yourselves, which are very pure, almost like they took advantage of you. You will repay that debt by them lashing out their stress from work onto you. They will beat you up, they will degrade you morally, they will strip you away of your honor, all these kinds of things. And uh, I've learned to cope with very bad habits. First is embarrassing myself to make other people laugh, because if I know that I have made this person laugh, I know that I am in good hands. I know that the people that are in my environment is not going to harm me, and I am safe. I'm safe to express who I am. I'm safe to be authentic. So you will repay the help you asked for from your parents, from my parents, with being a piñata. That's kind of a bad analogy, but you get what I mean. They will hit you, they will uh, slap you with the belt, they will confine you in the house, much like a mental hospital. They will literally lock all doors, lock all windows, and strip you away of any enjoyment possible. Gadgets, paper, uh, anything that you enjoy. That this is why living in this household, I learned to hide my emotions and not be reactive, because oftentimes they are looking for a reaction, and once you react, all hell will break loose. So I've learned to keep a poker face. I've learned to keep them guessing. I've learned to be unpredictable, because they will do certain things that will trigger you. And once you react the way that they kind of visualized in their head, then they will know that they can control you, and they will take advantage of you in other ways, shape, or form. Other ways, shape, or form. So, yeah, but I don't blame them anymore. You know, I even thank them for being so horrible at being a parent, that I've learned the lessons I've learned from living with them, from living with these demons. Yes, I labeled them demons, I've labeled these individuals as spawns from hell, and living with them, I learned to be tough. I learned to not rely on anyone, much less trust another human being except yourself. That is why I know a lot of things, because once I started to grow up and grow up and grow older, I have noticed a pattern. And that pattern is I ask for help. I think that they are going to provide it for free, but they don't. The payment for asking for help was all was getting beaten up by them, being talked bad, them yelling at me, them pointing out all of my insecurities, all of my shortcomings. That is the payment that they demand once you ask them for help. Uh, yung mga stress nila sa katawan, yung mga tinatago nilang totoong ugali nila, yung dark side, everyone has a dark side. When I see them talk with other people, you know, they're very nice individuals. They're very kind. Nice is a bad word. They are very kind actually. They are very good at communicating with other people. They are very good at socializing, adjusting to their environment. However, when it comes to us, they treat us very differently. And I can boldly conclude that why they treat us differently is because we do not have anything that makes us valuable. That is why they treat us like trash. So, yeah, I've learned to rely on myself for most of the things here around the house. I've learned to deal with my own foolishness, and with that, my bravery. Well, these things had their consequences, of course. So, I learned a lot of things by failing. I have failed a lot. I have embarrassed myself a lot. And that's just how I learned to learned how to learn. You know, not by looking at the mistakes of other individuals, but by putting myself out there in the fire, communicating with the world, interacting with people, failing, getting embarrassed, making being made fun of. That's how I learned. Oh, well, some people might say experience is the best teacher. Some people might say the wise man learns from others' mistake. But this is how I managed to survive. Even in school, I had to provide something of value in order to be accepted by the people around me, in order to be able to participate in this mini society that this school has created. Because if you are left alone, if you have nothing to provide, if you are shy, if you are timid, you are going to get left behind. That's just the truth. So what I did was I put my reputation on the line. I put my image on the line by using humor, by embarrassing myself online, by letting people know my true self online. I embarrassed myself a lot, but I made people laugh. That is why As I made people laugh, I was also observing how they do things. I was learning from them, not directly, but by observing them. I cannot ask for help because I know I learned from my parents, from the people here at my neighborhood, that asking for something means that you need to pay them something. You cannot take without giving. You cannot give without taking. An action has a reaction. You cannot go to some place without leaving something behind. The man you want to be needs to kill the man that you are. Much like if a video is free, it's not really free. You need to pay it with your time, right? So I learned that asking for help means that you have to have something to offer back. And no help is really free. If someone is nice, they probably it probably has a high chance that they have an agenda. So I learned by observing people. I learned by the traditional ways of, if I do not know the lyrics of a song, I literally sing it word by word and I write it on a paper. I do not know how to draw. I look up people, I find drawings very beautiful online and I copy them in paper. Not necessarily trace it, but I did trace some of uh, the drawings that are required when I was in elementary school, since I do not know how to draw and I would not risk not passing the class. So instead, I have traced it. The issue of tracing did not exist, not until just recently. I think it's 2021. But back then, tracing was, although cheating is not that uh, very much of a cancelable crime, because now you can't be caught tracing. You know, people will shame you, people will put a lot of guilt on what you did. But, anyways, how I survived in high school and elementary was by my humor. And also, I got really saddened by my classmates since there was no one entertaining the class. Uh, I had to put myself out there to, brighten up the room a little bit, and it felt good, knowing that I made another person's lives a little bit brighter. However, the expense for that is not being at the top level of school. Compromising some of my time of actually listening to the teacher, to the professor. Instead, I entertained the class. And what I got from that was I got shamed by the teachers, got excluded from groups. That's what happened. In high school, in junior high school, I was lucky enough to be selected as one of the group mates of a very good, very knowledgeable, very skilled woman. She was my group leader in our research. She is Dana Fernandez, And however, to my previous groups, grade 7, grade 8, which is Trixie, I know that I have contributed there and I have no debts there. I have no debts. Being the person that can actually socialize, that can actually lighten up the mood, that can actually uh, make others not feel awkward. That's what I did. That's what my job was. So I did not have any debt. But regarding Dana Fernandez, Dana did actually did most of the group work. I know that now because I can admit to it. My other group mates, I don't know if they are brave enough to admit that our group leader was the one who did the most work. But to my part, I admit that she was the one who did most of the work. And with that, when I entered college, I back then when I was in junior high school, I really didn't know much about research, and I didn't give a single fuck learning about research. But then Dana, she opened her arms and welcomed us to her group. And with that, you know, being with her taught me a lot. You know, that there are good people out there, that there are people out there that are willing to drag you up, that are willing to help you, that are not there to judge you, but there to teach. So I had to repay her debt, not directly to her, but to my teammates. I really didn't know much about research back there, so she knew it. She was listening. She was asking questions very attentively in class, in private messages, in other groups in our class. So what I do now to repay the debt was to drag some of the to give an act of kindness to the people around me that are less fortunate to, one, not only do not have any computers or laptops at home, but those who aren't actually very familiar with uh, Word, with finding journals online, with research specifically, I will actually sacrifice for those people. I will, because that was done to me. You know, I did not ask for her to do it. She just did it out of kindness. So that's what I'm going to do. Uh, if you're watching this, you made a very wise decision back then. You made the right decision to the right person. So that act of kindness will continue from me, and hopefully, may it continue to the group of people that I help. So yeah. And with that, I learned to observe Dana. I learned to observe her behavior. I learned to observe how she do things, and that's how I learned. Being around or seeing people on how they do things, on how they navigate around the workplace, is the best way to learn. Trust me on this one. That's how I learned to hide my emotions here through trial and error. Back then, I wasn't able to hide my excitement very well when they give me gifts, but those gifts has strings attached, and once they give you gifts, it will be a reason for them to lash out their stress on you, beat you up, badmouth you, yell at you, lock you in the house. That's what they do. So I've learned to not accept anything from anyone unless is a specific reason on why they are doing it, or unless they are saying what they want when they give that gift to me, so that I can repay the debt back. Because nothing is really free, guys. Uh, please, the generosities, please know that most of these free things that you receive from people, they have strings attached. Once you receive, let's say for example, you receive a gift from person A, the how you repay the debt can be one of many ways. One is you can exceed them, you can outgrow them, you cannot outshine them, because by receiving the gift, you became, they became your master. That's literally, that can literally be the case. So don't accept gifts unless there's a reason on why they're doing it, a valid reason through your scope of understanding. Maybe it's your birthday, maybe it's a gift for your baby, or flowers for your deceased parent, and maybe they give you food, and always ask if they would want something in return, or do not accept unless they want something in return, because most likely all of them have an agenda. This is just from my experience. uh, take it how you want it. I'm just warning people out there, because I'm not special, I'm not a special individual. What happened to me might happen to a lot of people, and if I can even help a single person avoid the horrible things that has happened to me, I'd be very glad that I was able to help. So that's all. I'm going to post this on YouTube and delete this from my phone. So yeah, thank you guys.